I don't normally do these kind of videos, but I just wanted to say a few things regarding recent events in France and around the world. Normally, I don't get involved in religious arguments. I don't know enough about various things to get involved about it, and therefore I don't feel qualified to give a valid opinion about things. But that does seem to stop other people from giving out misjudged information that people take on. I do not have religion in my life, where I might find it kind of exacerbating to think that there's some people who live their life by the conduct of a book or by some kind of ancient teachings from somebody written down. I respect people to live how they want to live, and I hope people respect that about me. I live around a few people who have different religious beliefs to each other. I live around by Catholics and Christians, Jewish people, and a Muslim family, and they have their beliefs and I have mine. We leave it at that, really. I you know I tend not to get involved in any kind of religious talks with them as they do with me, because with my sort of atheist views, really, I find the whole idea of war based around religion, I find it quite laughable. But that's just me. If you think there's a cause to it, that's your thing. However, I just want to tell you about this video which I've just been sent by somebody. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really watch television. I spend all of Friday night playing Metal Gear Solid 5. And on Saturday, I spent the day with my dad. So I was kind of unaware of any problems until Sunday, really. And to be honest, most of Sunday was spent just trying to get hold of the people I know who live in Paris. And luckily, it all worked out good. They're all okay. But then one of them sent me a link to this video of which I want to talk about now. Now, I was going to make a video about Pastor Anderson some time ago. He made some very uneducated comments about people who play video games and the violence that goes on in the schools and stuff. Quite frankly, his entire argument was based upon nothing really, just things people were saying, and that's kind of the whole his thing, his approach to it was something which I find quite interesting. So I was gonna make a video about him anyway. He's a religious cult leader basically, and he makes wild accusations with nothing to back him up really. However, I was sent this video by someone I know who lives in France, lives in Paris, saying, check this guy out, this is just ridiculous. And in his whole hour or so long video he's put up, it's basically him saying that France, even the people in France and the French nation, deserved what happened to them because they are a sinful nation, he says. They have lax views on homosexuality and having affairs, people committing adultery, which this guy finds various points to pick at it really. Um, for the first half of the video, he's talking about the band the Eagles of death metal. He's saying how they're some kind of extreme death metal band, and they quite regularly promote, well, death metal, I suppose. And now, to be fair, I don't know if that many people are aware of Eagles death metal, but they really are the furthest thing from a death metal band, really. Um, they actually describe themselves as a bluegrass like guitar band, so that's really not extreme death metal as well. Some of the members are actually the members of an old band called the Queens of Stone Age. Which again, this Pastor Anderson, he references that band as a band that are obviously promoting homosexuality because they call themselves Queens, and then that's just mind blowing again. He's saying that the lead singer's nickname is the Devil, and he was on stage wearing bright pink trousers and he had ginger hair, and somehow that makes him well, in this guy's words, a rock and roll faggot. Not my words at all, just his. So and it just sort of goes to show again about how people like this don't do research into things. They just hear a name, hear a word, see a photo, and then make up their own assumption, and is totally inaccurate. But then again, even if they were some kind of extreme death metal band, why does to him does that mean people deserve to be killed by people? I can't understand why a form of music should be a justified reason to think like this and act like this around people. He goes on to make a point about how music that has death in it, death metal, as he thinks the Eagles death metal are a death metal band. He says how the word death is associated with the devil. So therefore, if you're promoting death metal music, you're promoting the devil, and therefore you've chosen a lifestyle which goes against God, which is again, it's unbelievable. I actually know some Christians who are into death metal. I know Christians who listen to stuff like Cradle of Filth, and can't judge someone on what music they listen to. He talks about how the French have a kind of different look and attitude towards adultery of people having affairs. He comes up with some crazy statistics about how there's more people who think it's okay to have an affair than people who don't. Again, not knowing that much about the Bible and not knowing that much about people's religious beliefs, but if someone's to have an affair, exactly what concern of it is it of God and the church and all these other people? If there are gay people And there are gay people, not saying it's a mythical thing. Well, what I mean is, surely what goes on between one man and another man is no one else's business but theirs. You know, if God has some kind of real problem with homosexuality, then what is he doing watching over these people to see what they're doing? You know, he's kind of making out God some kind of peeping Tom. Again, I'm not taking the piss out of Christian people by saying that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to find flaws with his argument, really. Goes on and on and on and on to say about how France regularly aborts more children, that France has more abortions than people being born. So, and as he puts it, the French are quite happily to murder these children. Again, that's something which I'm not going to get involved with because again I don't know too much about it. But I will say that abortion shouldn't really be a religious thing, really. You know, some people have abortions because of circumstances they find themselves in. At the end of the day, everyone should make up their own decision. But again, I'm not getting involved in that. There's lots of things this guy brings up in this video, and I'm not going to go into them because, as I said, I don't know enough about religion, or I don't have religion in my life. So therefore, I don't really feel that I'm qualified to speak about other people. What I will say is, and I know this because I did some research, I actually looked it up. Unlike this guy who's literally just putting a video out on YouTube with no facts, I looked into some things, and this is what came around now. I'm reading this off my thing. This is what I come to learn. Now that his religion, his version of Christianity, is only his own interpretation. Now, what I mean is he's reading that from the same book that we all read as small children in our schools, people who go to their local village church every Sunday. They're all reading from the same book, but it's just how this guy interprets it. And now he's spreading his message throughout throughout the internet, throughout the country and everything by saying this is how he has perceived it. Now, there's people like him, there's your regular Christians, there's the Ku Klux Klan, and there's the Westboro Church. Now, they all don't necessarily agree with each other, but somehow they're all interpreting their message from the same quotes we're all reading, and that's just, you know, I just don't understand it. You know, you say the Muslim race, Muslim faith, even say the Muslim faith is and their book is all situated in evilness. Well, you know, according to these sorts of people, God is only prepared to look after a small percentage of people. The world we live in is getting into a really, really scary place, and I hate to think of what kind of world we're going to be we're creating for like my little niece who's she's 9, 10 months old now, and what kind of future is she gonna be growing into, and I don't I just suppose no one in the past have really had to think that importantly about the short term future as much as people in this day and age, which is a very eye-opening, scary thought. Now I have to admit that even now I'm starting to get a little bit anxious every time I go into town. Now I don't live in a big city, but where I live in town, a fairly large shopping complex, Clark Village. Now, common sense would say to me that if I was gonna go and blow up a bomb or shoot up a place, whatever, I wouldn't necessarily be going to London or Bristol, where security is really tight and you probably can't even sneeze without making awareness. But in Clark Village, in Nero, you're sitting in Nero having a coffee, and there's 70 people around you. Believe me, that would make another statement to make the world take notice. Now, I'm not saying that's gonna happen. I really don't want it to happen, and I really, really, really hate to even have a thought like that in my head. I'm not suspicious of everyone around. I'm not always looking around. I'm not, not thinking, oh, they look a bit iffy, but I think I'll leave it. Oh, I think they look a bit dodgy or whatever. I'm not thinking like that. And I don't want to. The only reason I am is because all of these attacks and everything just seem very, 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 I don't know what word to look for. Random, I suppose, is a good word. Basically, it's just, it could be anyone. It could be in any situation. I expect those people in France, really, really, really didn't expect it when they're having a meal out, when they were out doing a bit of nighttime shopping, when they went to see their band play in the theatre. They're not going to be thinking about it at all. And when I and a lot of other people go and do our Christmas shopping, we're going to have a coffee in a coffee shop. We won't be thinking. We shouldn't have to be thinking, ooh, better keep an eye out there. And I don't want to be like that, but unfortunately, because of what's happened, I kind of have to be. Anyway, I will put a link to the video in the description below. So if you want to go and watch it and see what ludicrous things this guy's been saying, and all of his answers to what happened, then please go and do so. But to bear in mind that he does say some things which will make you think, fuck you. And I just want to say to everyone who thinks that anyone who is associated with the Muslim faith is to blame, then you should look a bit closer to home because the middle class white people in the Western world are just as bad, really.